I'm Jada.
And I'm Jackie.
And welcome to Loose Lips and Liquor. Today's show, we are going to be discussing B.Smith. That's an ongoing discussion. MoNique. And Jessie
Smallette.
Smollett.
Yeah. Well, first things first, what we're drinking today is just a little sparkling apple cider. No alcohol in this. I can't remember where I bought it, but it's very tasty. I think I might have got it from First Time. I'm not quite sure about that though. And yeah, it's Nature's Nectar. Sparkling fresh apple cider.
It's pretty tasty.
No artificial flavors. 107 calories for the whole bottle. And contains 100% real juice. There we go.
We need to be in our right faculties for tonight.
That's right, because we are going to roast us some Dusty Dan and
Alex Trailer Trash.
Alex Taylor Trash.
That's her name.
Okay. So, some new information that came out about what's going on in B situation. There's been a petition started that people can go and
Sign.
sign up. Right now, it's kind of funny. People are having trouble finding the petition. I'll see if I can find the petition so you can sign. And it was a petition really wanting that Adult Protective Services come and check on the welfare of B. Because there's been some allegations that she's been hit.
Your sister some help, please. Now, a friend of B.Smith's, Paul Wharton, who's also a TV host, author, and producer, decided to step forward and say that he's not only witnessed Dan flaunting his mistress and kissing her in the pool last year, but he also witnessed Alex smack B's hand and chastise Dan for speaking highly of B in Alex's presence.
I'll tell you.
Yeah, Paul, you have an inside track on this, huh?
When you sell your story to People magazine, hey, all bets are off. Well, this is what happened. I've known B.Smith for a long time.
Really?
And, you know, in certain circles, she's like our Martha Stewart. She was the first black woman to ever have a full line at Bed Bath & Beyond. She was a great restaurateur. And over the years, we became friends, and we were quite close. So I'm at a pool party where I was actually staying in the Hamptons, and Dan Gatsby comes in. Hey, Dan.
Oh, these are pictures. This is video.
This is the video. So, okay, there you go. This is the exact moment.
That's what the locks look like.
So those two
wet,
people in the back, that's Dan and Alex right there in the pool.
Oh,
you see?
Oh, like
yeah.
So I'm seeing my friend's husband, Dan Gatsby, come into the pool party.
Oh,
I'm
really?
seeing Alex Lerner, who I know from my time in New York, and I know her well. And Alex says, well, do you know Dan? I said, do you know Dan? and so I'm thinking that they just came as friends. I'm taking this video, and I'm like, and if you listen to the video, I'm like, oh, Alex is busy at the moment.
Wow.
So I'm like, okay, what is going on? So, of course, I had to retreat on that. And the next day, we end up going to Wolford Estates, a winery up in East Hampton, and we run into Dan, Alex, and B at this winery.
Oh, man.
And I'll tell you, so I've heard what everybody has to say about it. For me personally, because I know her and I have known them, this is me walking B around Wolford Estates Winery. And you know, Dan and Alex, they were saying a lot. She's like a child. I said, but she's not. But she's not. She's an adult. And there was a moment where Alex did chastise B a bit. She was reaching on the table and she smacked her hand.
Right.
And I grabbed Alex's hand and I said, Alex, you know, you really can't do that.
Right.
So I think the issue is, for one thing, they have great resources. I feel like she should be supported more in terms of her caregiving. And this is just my opinion. Alex coming into this relationship, although her intentions are good, she's still a woman in a relationship with a man that wants to be loved.
Yes, but...
You know, and is it easy to be the second wheel in that? I'll tell you one other thing, one other piece, which I'm going to talk about more on my podcast, Politics, which starts the second season this Thursday.
Good plug.
But I'll tell you, Dan was at the table. Oh, there you go. There you go. Dan was at the table, and he was saying to me, you know, B is the kindest, sweetest woman I've ever met. And I'm going to share. And I didn't want to for a long time, but Alex looked at him and smacked the heck out of his arm.
Wow.
And she said, I'm sitting here, and you're saying that B is the kindest, sweetest woman you ever met? And I said, Alex, that's his wife.
And
Trailer trash has
someone
hit
has
her.
actually witnessed her being hit. Not very hard, but she was hit. So if you're free to do that out in front of people, what is going on inside,
behind closed doors.
Exactly. So things need to be looked into. And there's nothing wrong. They can go in and see. At least they know people are watching. Right? So, yeah.
Even down to the money. He's lying about the money.
The only thing about the money, you know, it depends on how they had that set up and everything.
Well, even with that, if they think that he's taking advantage of her, the courts can still go in there and say, hey, what are you doing?
Yeah. Or they can give her own lawyer, which would, if the protection services, if they pretty much have to come in, probably will give her a guardian ad litem.
And she needs one. She needs it.
To help sort out that she's not being taken advantage of, or at least not mistreated, because money, even if her money's being taken, as long as she's being physically and mentally well taken care of, money is something, depends on how they had it set up. So,
Well,
that's the only thing sad about it, but
it's sad that a man would take, I think her house when she bought it, but that was years ago, without Dusty. I think she paid $400,000. He sold the house for, what was it, $9 million?
no, $700 million. $700 million.
Where was the nine? I thought I heard
Okay,
nine.
and then
Oh, that's
after
what I meant.
he had sold it, he moved into a place for $2 million. That's the current home they have right now. He took out a $900,000 loan on that $2 million house, so it is mortgaged heavily. But I can see how they could do that too, because expensive for tax purposes, why they might would want to do that. But basically, it's just looking into the best welfare for B at this time, because, like I said, the money she a bit less cares about money, and probably materialistic things are not meaning much to her. She doesn't have any biological children, so what he gets,
They're trying to find her family.
Yeah.
If there is any family.
Yeah, because some people said they don't know if the brothers are dead or if she really had brothers.
Because I think Chronicles speak. She was saying that she couldn't find any information, and normally when you're dealing with somebody that's in the industry and you look up their name, family come up, mother, father, even if they're deceased, they'll come up. And so she was unable, and she's really doing a lot of searching. It's several YouTube bloggers that are really checking out what's going on with B. But I had discussed with Jacque that Dusty Dan pat him up. He knows the money is pretty much, it's not gone, but he has to tread lightly, because if you're not making money,
and spending that kind of money, taxation alone will be up there.
Yeah.
And so in years' time, that home will be no more.
Right, because I think she's worth $20 million. But if you ain't got, but see, back when B was vibrant, she had money coming in, maybe $15,000, $20,000 for appearances, and no longer is that going on.
That's right.
Even down to her books. I'm sure people are still kind of buying them, but he's trying to make himself relevant. I had showed Jacque where they're talking about doing a reality show. Please, if they do one, let's not support it.
Let's boycott that thing. No, we're not watching any triangle love with a person that's disabled
and can't speak up for herself. It's a different if she was sick and not mentally sick, maybe physically sick, she could say, I don't want this. This lady is mentally sick, and it's all a publicity. I believe that because he wants money. Mm-hmm. He knows he has to have money to live the lavish lifestyle that he did with B.
That's right. Because when he went on to The View, he clearly said that they asked him, did you discuss bringing a woman into your home with Dusty Dan? And he never did get around to answer that.
He danced around it the whole time. But I seen on the internet where, it was it was a white man. I don't remember who he was. But B at that time was able to express still for herself.
Yeah, she said we would tread lightly on the
and
caregiver coming in.
Just a caregiver.
Yeah.
He was like, well, B, would you be all right with a caregiver? And she said, well, we'll tread lightly on that. So if she didn't want a caregiver,
exactly.
Trailer Trash Nancy, you ain't supposed to be there.
Mm-hmm. But, I could see Alex. Alex is her name.
Yeah.
Alex Lerner. When you get right to it, a lot of times, our caregivers do need support and help. So I can see him going back, saying, I would love to follow B's wishes to not have any caregivers, but I need help, and I would be, more than think that would be more than reasonable. But to have a living lover, no.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's why I believe it's a publicity stunt to get money, to get on the show, to keep people checking them out, because he... I don't even forget. I don't think I'm getting all the time. I don't forget what I was going to say. But anyway, he just low down and he's dirty.
Exactly.
I think he just wanted to keep money coming in the house, and this is a way to do it. This is a way to keep people watching them.
Yeah, they're keeping their eye on them. Him have a platform to make more money. Maybe he could write a book after B is gone, or even during her illness, have write a book.
And that's what I was going to say. The thing of it is, he could have, if it wasn't about money and being seen, he could have easily moved that woman up in the house.
And never brought it to the light of day.
Never brought it to the light of day. He could have easily said, well, this is her caregiver. Who would have known? She's white. Not like that, y'all, but she's a white woman. She, put on a scrub. Nobody knows.
Yeah.
When you're going to be,
Well, even caregivers don't necessarily have to have scrubs on when they go
I
take care of.
and I don't take.
And they wear regular clothes, so but he.
But see, he couldn't be out. He couldn't be out in public because her friend
got pictures of them in the pool.
Got pictures of them
canoodling.
Yeah.
So he just want to live it all out loud and be just totally disrespectful, as they were saying on. Some were saying on The View. Now, that's right. We cannot say we are not walking in his shoes, but I was a caregiver. I know how stressful it can be. I know, and I'm also a wife. A mother, and all those type of things. And I think anybody that's reasonable would not want their husband's mistress in their home. And why that...
and just be so out with it.
Yeah, I just want to ask Alex, what would make you want to crawl up in some other woman's home with her husband?
Because she's trash.
Okay, well that is the word of the day, trash, for that. And like I said, I'm gonna try to get a link to the petition, but it's hard to get to. They say some people say they haven't been able to find it, so I'm gonna see what I can do to try to get a link to it. Like
maybe
I said,
we have to start one. Hey,
different ones have said they're gonna try to start one. So now you got a bunch of petitions going, and
that's good because the more go in, the more they see people are serious about. We want to make sure she's taken care of and not slapped and humiliated. Because that's what we didn't talk about. We did see an article, or it was a vlogger that was talking about the nanny.
Oh yeah, the nanny. Yeah, the nanny was. There's a vlogger out that had a
probably in like 2001, 2002. And what was the question exactly? I'm sorry. Can you?
So like how long I guess did you work for them? Like how did you come in contact with them?
Oh, okay, so my mom was their original nanny, and she she got tired of the job. She got tired of Alex treating her badly, and I needed a job, and she was like, I think you are younger and more able, to kind of deal with the job, because Alex worked her workers, her nannies, and her housekeepers like horses. And I was like, yeah, okay, great, and that's how I got into the job with her, through my mom.
And it's a pretty long video. It's about 50 minutes. I'm going to leave a link to it also. With the ex-nanny, that when she was still Alex Lerner, married to Mr. Lerner, and there she was one of her nannies, and told of the abuses she received from Alex as humiliation, belittlement, stealing money from them. Money and pay that they were rightfully due. She took advantage that they were not legal citizens of the United States. She held passports, all this kind of thing. So she did very belittling things to them, had her washing her dirty underwear. She only had 2 pair of underwear from what we understand. So maybe Alex was suffering too. She only had 2 pair of underwear.
Well, she'd have had one coochie that was itching, because I'd have got some itching powder.
And she had them wash one while she would wear the other. And this would go on every other day, I guess. Some on that line.
Girl, she had to go to the doctor for
so she had her taking care of her personal needs like that. That was not a nanny's job.
Sure,
but she had nannies doing jobs as the maid. The maid only came in like 3 times a week, and so the nannies did the rest the rest of the time.
And she never took care of her own children?
No, she had round-the-clock nannies for her children. She had a night nanny, a day nanny, and then a weekend nanny. So I believe she was married to something. Mr. Lerner might have been a billionaire.
Close to a billionaire.
To a billionaire. And there were some kind of allegations in their divorce about him cheating on her. And some
with
kind
a
of
motto, and allegedly,
allegedly,
she had herpes and he had herpes. So Dusty Dan, you might want to check some things out.
Next on the list is MoNique and her interview with Steve Harvey. And MoNique, after her Steve Harvey interview, MoNique has landed a role. Let's go start with that part. MoNique has landed a full-time gig in Vegas. The first black woman to host her own show in Vegas. And so she's making the rounds, and she stopped by Steve Harvey's after they kind of made up with their little fall now, but then things didn't end well on the show. Well, they act like they made up, but then MoNique came back for him and called him basically a seller.
Uncle Tom.
A seller.
No, it was
whatever.
the house
Negro.
The N-word.
Yeah, the N-word. And so.
Did you see where she put up? That was good though.
What?
That was really good. She put Steve talking about, we are black and we can't do it, and integrity.
And you cannot sacrifice yourself. The best thing you can do for poor people is not be one of them. You cannot help them.
We're in the money game, but let me tell you what the game is before the money game.
Like this.
Before the money game, it's called the integrity game. And we've lost the integrity worrying about the money.
But Mo,
and wait a minute.
If I crumble, my children crumble, my grandchildren crumble. I cannot, for the sake of my integrity, stand up here and let everybody that's counting on me crumble so I can make a statement. There are ways to win the war in a different way. We got more right after this.
She had different clips of
Was that her or was that someone else who did that?
I thought it was her, but whoever did it, it was brilliant. They had him, talking about what he wouldn't do because he wants to, make it in the industry. And then they had Kuta Kinte and then they had the house saying you're not gonna make it bad. It was brilliant. It was brilliant.
Yeah, so there's that out there. Maybe we can get a little clip of that here.
We black out here. We can't come out here and do it any kind of way we want to.
He own you. He can do anything he want with you. There ain't nothing you can do about it.
The money game. This ain't the black man's game. This ain't the white man's game. This is the money game.
Scratching and scrambling most of my days to get where I got.
Not sacrifice yourself. The best thing you can do for poor people is not be one of them.
Now, I eats in the big house kitchen. I got pine boards on the floor of my cabin.
If I crumble, my children crumble, my grandchildren crumble.
And it don't take much coughing for the master to make me have a cup of corn whiskey for my medicine.
I cannot, for the sake of my integrity, stand up here and let everybody that's counting on me crumble so I can make a statement.
Now that is fine living for a nigga, and I'll be damned if any African Guinea man is gonna make me lose all I've been working for. Now you take my money.
There are ways to win the war in a different way.
Better learn. You best learn or you're gonna get the bloody back for sure.
It's good.
Okay. But basically she said that, and it's true in a lot of ways. He was saying things like, Steve was saying things like, well, you're not gonna make it bad on me because I couldn't protect you because I'm being taken care of and I'm getting taken care of by the master, in other words, and I'm not letting you bring me down, and the best thing you could do for poor people is not become poor yourself, or in other words, become another out in the field slave. And so she made points for him on that.
Our boxing when it comes to the freedom of your people. So everything I'm doing, if it means hitchhike tomorrow, if it means be raggedy, if it means look for a job, I'll be happy because I can go to bed, my conscience is clear, and I didn't sell out or trade my people just because I could be rich in Hollywood with a yacht out here on my, that could be my yacht right there. Imagine it's valued at $200,000, but I wouldn't want that damn yacht if I couldn't go back over in the black neighborhood and protest a black woman being raped. The hell with the yacht, the hell with the championship. So I want the people to know this.
I've never been a fan. I haven't been a fan of Steve Harvey for a long time. And just different things he's done just rubbed me the wrong way. And I could see even more that his integrity is even lower.
He basically said he do whatever. He don't care about integrity. He could care less about that because he wants his money.
He wants his money.
So that means to me, you sell your soul to the devil.
But I'm not necessarily believing that he was going to sell his soul to the devil for MoNique. MoNique was saying...
I think he would anybody. When he made the comment, integrity, that was a broad spectrum, just not hard.
She said integrity first.
Yeah, and then he finished it up basically like, damn, integrity, I need my money.
Yeah, but he was saying he wanted to take care of his family, and he couldn't see the fire from the smoke. But, you know, we can't sell out our people. But MoNique has done things I think that weren't quite right. I don't believe some things, actions she took that she did not need to take.
Well, she's kind of like me, a hothead.
Well, apparently. So, a lot of time hotheads get their head blown the heck off.
But I'm like her. What I can say what I want to say. Now, like I told a friend of mine, she was like, well, she said blah, 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 blah. Well, the thing of it is, there is going to be consequence. Either you a house in or a field in. But either way it go, if you bump against certain people, you have to deal with the consequences.
Well, why don't we just take that out, being a slave, and just go for regular people?
Even regular people. I can say what I want to say. Now, I can say what I want to say to my boss. But that don't mean I won't get fired.
Exactly. So she's weeping some of the
I think
consequences of some of her actions. And
well,
some of
I think she's willing to take it now. She said that she knows some things she did wasn't quite right. She did admit to that.
Yeah. So,
but she said she learned how to say what she has to say and not be angry about it. But she meant what she said.
Yeah. Well, then she learned her lesson. Then if she really had learned her lessons, to me, she wouldn't have came back and just kept going on about Steve.
Well, he kept pushing it. I don't know.
But I mean, they had to act like they were she walked off the stage basically acting like everything was okay. Then came back to it. So her spots ain't changed too much.
I'm with her. I mean, I would have said what I had to say on the stage, personally.
Yeah, but sometimes you're better off to show them and let your paper be their, you know, what does Beyonce say? Let your paper.
No.
One of her songs, you know, basically let your money speak for itself. I believe MoNique did no favor for herself with some of the things she said and some of her behavior, some of the betrayal she did. I believe she did.
I think she shouldn't have taken
Tyler Perry. I feel like that was wrong. I believe Tyler called her in confidence, trying to work things out. And she went behind his back.
Well, she tried to blackball him.
Well, he not blackball, but she just tried to show him up. It really showed her character. Mm-hmm. She wanted to cry character when she wants to have character, but then when she, you know, but then she doesn't feel like she has to always carry herself as the highest. If she was on take herself, if she's on carry herself the most high at all time and always be about, because, you know, she'll come, my sister, my brother, you know, she's always trying like she's so in tune with Mother Nature or something, but then let something go her way. She forget about Mother Nature and everything else and try to take people's heads off. If she had that much integrity, she would have had integrity enough to went to those them together. And she could just tell them to pull them to the side, you know, sister, I don't believe, since she's going, sister,
well,
I don't believe
she was
you did this right.
Off. I'm not saying she said she did some things wrong.
Well, yeah, but now she's admitting to it.
But my thing is,
once she saw people wasn't going for what she did to Tyler, once she saw people weren't all in on her side, then she's like, oh, I did some things wrong. Well, you know, when you were so in touch with my sister, you know, she wants it two ways. That's all it is. She wants the cake and eat her cake.
But see, I'm not like that. Whatever I got to say, I'm going to say, and I'll take the consequences for saying it.
Well,
I feel like, because the way it's been told to me, I'm going to be honest, I'm not a big fan of falling behind these folks in no way, but I heard that she was told not to speak harshly of Oprah Winfrey and Tyler Perry and what's her name? Whoopi Goldberg. These people are too important. No, they get up like I do. They go to the bathroom like I do. They just got more money than I do.
But also, if you want to make your life a little harder, you can say what you want to say and get your butt whipped however it comes.
I mean, that's what I would do.
Yeah.
I'm going to take what comes with it.
Sometimes, you know, everybody wants to say they know the Lord, but nobody wants to rely on Him to fix things.
I know the Lord, but sometimes I say, wait a minute, Jesus, let me take the wheel.
And then they'll say, you want to let the Lord take the wheel, but then you really don't. You want to take the wheel and cuss people out. And they say, Lord, I'm sorry.
I will cuss you out and we pray about it later.
Okay, next time we're going to go to Jessie Smallette. And that's going to be our last person for today. And this week, Smollett, Jessie, I don't know what's going on, dude, but I'm still believing in you in unlimited terms.
Yeah.
Now, I believe that something went on.
I think it's his side and Jamaica boys or whoever they was side, and then there's the truth.
Yeah. Something happened.
It just don't make sense to me. This man, he's popular. He's well liked. And he's out the closet. It's not like he's hiding it. He's gay. He's got money. This don't pan out right. It's not right.
Well, no, it doesn't make sense. So, that's why I'm thinking that it was some type of deal that might have went bad. And I don't believe the Chicago police. This is a police department that shot a man in cold blood. Hit it. I mean, they really try to hide it. Try to fight it. There's so much corruption, and you're not going to tell me there's still no corruption in that system. I believe they let the brothers go. They're going to try to smoke them out, just kind of like what Cardi B said when she wouldn't cooperate with the police. She said a couple things. If Jessie did this, he put a black marker on basically Black History Month, I'd say no, because Black History is still Black History, even with Jesse done, if he did anything, which he probably did. But I don't know what it could have been pretty simple, and it wouldn't. But he didn't want it to come out.
Well, like you said, he didn't call the police.
He didn't call the police. It was somebody else to call the police. He walked in the hospital. He walked back out the hospital, and he clearly said on Good Morning America, "Those are the people that beat me." Right there, he pointed the brothers out. Now, if it had been white men, he would have stopped then. No, okay, that's the people I'm in cahoots with. I'm not gonna. Oh no, this can't be it. That's what he would have done to me.
But then they did know each other, but maybe he couldn't recognize them well enough.
No, he didn't know because it was real dark. But he said the bill basically he knew that was the people that jumped on him. If he knew he was in cahoots with those brothers, then why would he go about it and say, "Oh yeah, that's them"? He was trying to lead them in a different direction because he's not going to want the police to find out about his involvement with them.
Smollett is a suspect and now charged with a felony for filing a false police report. It's taken 3 weeks full of shocking twists and turns for Smollett's story to apparently fall apart.
It became clear over the last few weeks that the police had questions about his story. And as time passed, it became clearer and clearer that they simply didn't believe him.
That news store surveillance video showing the brothers standing at the counter buying items allegedly used in the attack, including black ski masks and a red hat, then returning to their car. Tonight, their attorney spoke outside the courthouse after the brothers gave hours of testimony to a grand jury.
When I say that the police spent countless man-hours trying to piece this together, I mean that. I absolutely mean that. When I say that my clients spent countless hours getting their story out there to the police so that they could do their work.
Are they expecting charges?
On who?
On against them, the two gentlemen that you represent.
At this time, no, because they're not guilty of anything.
But Jessie Smallette says they're lying. What do you say to that?
I think Jussie Smollett should come clear because the truth will set him free.
What truth is going to set them free?
Yeah.
I think that Jussie's conscience is probably not letting him sleep right now, so I think he should unload that conscience and just come out and tell the American people what actually happened.
I think if prosecutors and the police believe that they're being fully cooperative, they won't be charged with anything.
3 weeks ago, Smollett claimed he was walking home from a Subway restaurant at 2 o'clock in the morning when he said two men physically attacked him, hurling racist and homophobic slurs. Smollett describing that moment to ABC News.
As I was crossing the intersection, I heard Empire. And I don't answer to Empire. I kept walking and then I heard Empire. So I turned around and I said, "Did you just say to me?" And I turned around and I see the attacker, masked, and he said, "This MAGA country punches me right in the face." So I punched his back. And then we started tussling. There was a second person involved who was kicking me in my back. And then it just stopped. And they ran off. It felt like minutes, but it probably was like 30 seconds, honestly. I can't tell you honestly. I noticed the rope around my neck and I started screaming. And I said, "There's a rope around my neck. They put a rope around my neck."
Within days, police released a surveillance image of the two persons of interest captured on the same street. Authorities later identified those men and arrested them at O'Hare Airport last Wednesday night. Police also revealed both men knew Smollett. One even appeared as an extra on Empire.
If there's any justice, we'll have that conversation.
Smollett stars on the hit show, now in its 5th season, as openly gay singer Jamal Lyon. Smollett's attorney reacted to the identity of the two men, acknowledging the actor did know them and had also done some personal training with them. But at the time, Smollett's reps maintained the attack was real and the 36-year-old was a victim.
How do you not believe that? It's the truth.
Eventually, police released the brothers and said publicly they were investigating whether the attack happened at all. After days of pressing Smollett for a follow-up interview today, police issued this stark warning. We got information, and that's what we want to run by him. If the opportunity is not taken to come in, we're going to go with other methods to create a culture of accountability. Late today, Smollett's attorneys met with police and prosecutors. At the same time, a grand jury was hearing testimony.
In the scheme of crimes, it's not one of the most serious on the books. And as a result, what they're saying is, look, turn yourself in, let's deal with the arrest, you're going to get out, and then we'll go from there.
Every angle of the case remains under active investigation, including the letter sent to Smollett on the set of Empire Chicago studio prior to the alleged crime.
It had a stick figure hanging from a tree with a gun pointing towards it, with the words that said, "Smollett Jussie, you will die, black f***." And the return address, there was no address, but the return address said in big red, like caps, MAGA.
Sources confirming to ABC News that the FBI is looking into whether or not Smollett played a role in sending the letter himself.
It's certainly possible he could face a federal charge if it turns out that they believe he sent that threatening letter in the mail to himself. But for now, this is a state charge.
These latest developments creating questions on how this will affect Smollett's role on his hit show.
Don't do that.
20th Century Fox Television and Fox Entertainment stating Jussie Smollett continues to be a consummate professional on set, and as we have previously stated, he is not being written out of the show. Smollett has allegedly tangled with law enforcement in the past. Newly revealed court documents from 2007 show he was accused of impersonating his brother by using his name during a traffic stop where he was suspected of driving under the influence. Smollett reportedly pleaded no contest to reduced charges and completed an alcohol treatment program. Now, more than a decade later, Smollett is charged with a much more serious offense, and Chicago police say detectives have been in touch with his legal team to negotiate a respectful surrender.
The law is actually called disorderly conduct, but it's basically filing a false police report. And it means that if you call and reach out to the police and file a report knowing that it's not true, that's a felony in the state of Illinois, punishable by up to 3 years in prison.
Tonight, Smollett's legal team putting out a statement saying, quote, like any other citizen, Mr. Smollett enjoys the presumption of innocence, particularly when there has been an investigation like this one where information, both true and false, has been repeatedly leaked. Given these circumstances, we intend to conduct a thorough investigation and to mount an aggressive defense.
I will never be the man that this did not happen to. I am forever changed.
A bond hearing has been scheduled for tomorrow afternoon. For Nightline, I'm Eva Pilgrim in Chicago.
On the alleged beatdown. And I believe whatever happened, they didn't really want to hurt him back because he wasn't hurt bad. He, like you said, he walked in and walked back out. So there's something there, but we maybe never find out what the something is. But time will tell if we're going. So I think we're going to revisit this again, probably when we hear a little bit more about it and really get some more things about it. I think it's supposed to be going to the grand jury soon. So we'll see.
We'll see
what happens. But like I said, I don't necessarily believe that police department either.
I don't believe the police department. I don't believe. What crook goes in and say, yeah, I did it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I wouldn't do it.
Yeah, well, they said I did it, but I did it for him.
Well, yeah, I said.
Yeah.
I don't see why he would do it. So.
Because one of the brothers supposedly was a personal trainer, maybe, and was helping Jesse train for a new video or who knows.
And the money. It wasn't even enough money to...
I know. It wasn't $3,500 and they was going to get $500 when they came back from...
So what, $4,000?
$4,000.
I don't think so. We'll see.
We'll see.
Well...
Okay, well, it's not...
And we definitely going to still continue to let you know about B.Smith.
Okay, and MoNique, we wish you the best of luck at your new gig.
Hey.
Okay, so, bye.
Bye.